Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about some chord shapes that I use regularly that I think are really productive and really logical, make a lot of sense. They're not the chords from the Mel Bay book, but generally those they're correct. They're all correct. They just don't help much sometimes. And a couple of little pet moves that I think are important. The first one is G. You'll see this G outlined a lot. I don't like this one for two reasons. One, firstly, you can't go anywhere from here without having to move pretty much your whole hand to go to the C chord, which is 99 times out of 100 going to be the next chord if you're in the key of G. Sure, you can do a few things like that, but we can do that anyway without using this hand shape. The second reason is I don't like to voice notes this closely in the low register. They it just sounds muddy to me. So rather than that one, I use this one. Clearly more difficult to wrap your hands around, but low G, high G, and it has to be these two fingers, which you'll see why in a minute, where your ring finger here is muting out the A string. You don't have to try to do that. It's just basically going to do it naturally. If you find yourself hearing it, then you got to, figure out a way to get the fat part of your ring finger here to knock that one out. The real point of this in the key of G is the ability to go directly to C, or more technically C with G in the bass, or second inversion C, or C over G, however way you want to talk about that. Which is just such a great sound. I mean, it really is one of the bedrock sounds in acoustic music, folk music. And that's a hammer-on. And you'll just have to figure out how much pressure it takes for you to nail that hammer-on. If you're finger picking, real nice sound, where you pluck, hammer on, and maybe even pull off. Paul Simon did it in. Really nice sound. I like this one because generally in the key of G and acoustic music, you're going to have G's, C's, D's, E minors. One move that I hear people do a lot that doesn't make any sense to me is they go down to F sharp on their way to E minor. That sound makes no sense to me. If you listen to any Bach or composers of that era, you will hear that what they do when they are chromatically descending from the one chord to the leading tone to the sixth note of the scale, you will see that what they actually are doing is playing a 5 chord in first inversion. In other words, D over F sharp. That's how they're getting there. They're not just walking down. And, that's just a wonderful move. It just sounds great. A lot of times in the key of G, I will use E minor with an add 9. So I have an open E, and a B, and an F sharp, and an open G, open B, open E. And then the interesting thing about this is that the F sharp and the G are right next to each other. And that sounds pretty horrible by itself, out of context. But once you put it, sounds pretty cool. Another addition, you can, if you can get your ring finger in there on the D, really pretty cool. Okay, another one that I see people struggle with a lot is, what do you do with F? How do I play an F chord? Sometimes you'll see it like this. That's fine. The danger there is that your right hand might not be particularly accurate. And you end up doing something like this. It sounds pretty horrible. Secondly, you can't go anywhere from here. You can't really do anything. You could do that. I suppose you could do that. Kind of lame. Obviously, there's the F bar chord, the E form barred up to F. Again, can't do much there. I mean, what are you going to do? That. I mean, it just doesn't do much. There's not a lot of options that you have here. So what's the option? What's a better way to do it? Well, you'll be surprised to know that I do this with my thumb. I take a C chord, and yeah, I do play a C chord like this. I suppose I should talk about that. I play it, your basic C chord is this, but again, if you're not accurate with your right hand, you're going to play that open E string. So I just cover the open E string. If you take all of that and you move these three fingers down one string and bring your thumb around, yeah, it's tough. It's a baseball bat grip, but if you can do it, you have a nice big fat F chord. Now, why is that any different than this? Well, it's different than this because you can get rid of that finger and get F sus2. You can keep that finger on and play all the way straight through to the high E string and have F major 7. You can take that finger off and have F major 9. Nice. You can put it back on and take this finger off and have F major 7 sharp 11. Nice. You can take this finger off and have F major 9 sharp 11. Very cool. Really, just such a great sound. I very much enjoy the 4 chord without its third. That's just me. I like the sound of that, so I don't use this finger. So I've got my thumb, the C, the F, and the C up on top, with an open G in the middle. If I want to have that, I'll stick it in there. Very nice. A lot of times on A chords, I see people play A this way or this way. I struggle with that because not as in the nature of an excuse, but my fingers are a little fat. So generally, I will play an A as a sus2 chord. So E, A, open, open, open. And if I need to have, I can get it in there with my pinky. And it just gives me a little bit more, a few more options to fool around with the A chord. Cool. Hope that stuff helps.